Hey guys, sorry I have like no makeup on at all. I was just going to do some skincare and chill out, but just wanted to jump on here and have a little chat with you guys because the other day I made a video about Pastel Belle and what she was doing regarding like Dahvie Vanity, Creeps McPasta and other people. Since I made my Pastel Belle video, I have now seen both commentary channels, Tamimi and Repzilla, both tweet this same thing out, and I've got the screenshots, I'll pop them in here. They've both tweeted out about Shane Dawson and Eugenia Cooney. Now, Repzilla's tweet said something like, oh, isn't it weird how Shane Dawson's documentary has made things so much worse for Eugenia Cooney? And I can't remember what Tamimi's tweet said, but I will pop it in here for you. But I just thought it was a bit strange that both of them had picked up on it and spoken about it, being as I just made that video about Pastel Belle. Other people have started talking about Pastel Belle recently too, and what she's doing in regards to like survivors, Dahvie Vanity, Creeps McPasta, all these other people. So I just thought it was odd that both Tamimi and Repzilla, two big commentary channels who've also done videos on Dahvie Vanity, on the whole Dahvie Vanity case. They've done videos on Chris Hansen. Repzilla has also interviewed some of Dahvie Vanity's alleged survivors. So I just thought it was odd that both of them had now spoken up about how, oh, it's so bad that Shane Dawson made this documentary with Eugenia and all of that. I'm going to pop the tweets in here and we can have a little chat about it. Okay, so that was Repzilla's tweet saying he's over here realising how much worse Shane Dawson has made things for Eugenia Cooney and nobody's talking about it, and he thinks that's a little bit weird. Now, Eugenia Cooney, I briefly spoke about in my video the other day where I said, like, thank you for my reactions to my Pastel Belle video, and I talked a little bit about Eugenia Cooney and about how she's got her eating disorder and stuff, and that makes her a really vulnerable person. Now, she obviously will have agreed to doing that docu-series or documentary that she did with Shane Dawson. So she went into it willingly, she wasn't forced. That's the point that I want to make regarding Eugenia Cooney and Shane Dawson. She was not forced to film that collab with him. She chose to do that, And still to this day, Eugenia defends Shane Dawson. She still is friends with Shane Dawson, apparently. So, I don't think you can blame Shane Dawson for Eugenia Cooney or Eugenia Cooney's mental health or anything like that. I don't think you can put any blame on Shane for that. Oh, going a bit ham with the cream tonight. I don't know what I'm really doing here. But yeah, I don't think you can blame Shane Dawson for Eugenia Cooney choosing to get into that docu-series with him like that. I don't, Eugenia's got her mum with her as well all the time, who always seems to be around. So her mum seems quite overprotective as well. So I don't think her mum would just let her film that documentary with Shane Dawson if she really thought that Eugenia was that unstable and not capable of handling any backlash or anything that came with it. But that said, what I don't think is cool is that you've got people like Repzilla, Tamimi, Pastel Belle, all of them all talking behind Eugenia's back about Eugenia in a kind of, not necessarily in a negative way about Eugenia, but they're talking about her in a way that is going to bring negative attention from the general public, in my opinion. They're going to bring, the people who already want to try and cancel Shane are going to agree with people like Repzilla, Tamimi, Pastel Belle, and they're going to jump on this bandwagon, and that's just my opinion, but you can see it happening. A lot of people are just going to jump on this bandwagon of, oh yeah, let's make sure Shane Dawson stays cancelled, let's put Eugenia down as well. And it's like, you can't drag Eugenia into it as well, because all she did was collab with Shane Dawson. You know what I mean? And the other thing about that whole Shane Dawson Eugenia documentary was Shane did consult Catty Morton, the therapist, his friend that he hangs out with. So I don't feel like Shane was really trying to do a bad job with that documentary with Eugenia. I know people have mixed feelings about it. This is just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, make Shane Dawson sound innocent. You know, obviously, like, the jokes that he made in the past weren't great, you know, but I'm sure that Shane Dawson knows that, you know, and I'm sure Shane Dawson's apologised for it 3, 4, 5, 6 times already, you know, so I don't think, in my opinion, you know, as I said the other day, I'm not going to cancel him for something he did 12 years ago. No, you know, that's just not what I'm about. That's not what I'm going to do. So when it comes to the whole, oh, Shane Dawson, you know, has made things worse to Eugenia Cooney attitude, I'm like, no, he really didn't. You know, Eugenia's her own person and she's got her own mind, and you can't force someone, you know, to get help. If she needs help, then she has to decide that for herself. At the end of the day, she's an adult woman and she has to make that decision herself. You know, as much as, like, people around her might try and help or something like that, at the end of the day, that decision is down to Eugenia or Eugenia's family, Eugenia's mum. You know, it's not something that could be in the hands of Shane Dawson. And on to my next topic. Well, now this one is a doozy. This one is a little bit of a slap in the face, because the boogeyman himself has apparently returned to Twitter. Yes, Mr. Dahvie Vanity, who a lot of this commotion with Pastel Bell has been about, the one that Pastel Bell has made 31 odd videos on. Yep, him. He has now apparently returned to Twitter, and he's tweeted out some problematic things, like calling one of his alleged survivors a slut. Yeah, nice, right? Okay, so this happened the other day. This is an old tweet of mine from when? April. It says he's currently grooming a 16-year-old girl. Now, this was me talking about Dahvie Vanity, when at the time I believed he was grooming a 16-year-old girl. This is the 16-year-old girl that Pastel Bell insisted was missing for all that time. And then the 16-year-old girl came onto social media and said no, she wasn't missing. There was all this commotion about it. I don't know if you remember, but that was what happened. So this was me basically urging people to report Dahvie Vanity's Instagram account, okay, to kind of stop his behaviour or whatever. I wasn't the only one doing that at the time. There were lots of other people doing that too. But the main point is, this was about 2 days ago. This account called Dark Arts Official, which wants you to think it's Dahvie Vanity. I don't know, it might really be Dahvie Vanity. But this account came back and liked that tweet of mine. Aside from liking my tweet, that account has also called one of Dahvie's alleged survivors a slut, as I said. So I'm going to pop that receipt in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so this account has basically quote tweeted Ashley saying, "Hi, my rapist and a known paedophile just joined OnlyFans. Their support team has already responded to me asking for his link, but please block blah blah blah." Okay, so you saw what Dahvie wrote, or the person alleging to be Dahvie wrote above that quote tweet there. I mean, that is gross, that is sick, that is disgusting. I'm not going to repeat that, but I've just put it in there so you can see it. You know, Dahvie did open an OnlyFans account. I do have a little screen recording of that. Okay, so this was the screen recording of Dahvie Vanity's OnlyFans. I got this from his Instagram account, from his official Instagram account. So this was definitely Dahvie's. But as you can see, it does say 18 plus only on there. But that account was swiftly deleted. I do know that. So I know that he had to remake that OnlyFans account. I don't know, you know, if he's hoping to get young girls out of it or anything, because he did put 18 plus on that OnlyFans page. So, you know, I can't see that he's trying to get children from it. But, like, the fact that he's come back and called one of his alleged survivors a slut, if it's him, you know, if that is Dahvie Vanity, that is fucking disgusting. Yeah. And there was also something else that he tweeted out, so I'm going to pop that in here too, just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. In these tweets, it looks like this account is just trying to really affirm that this is the official Dahvie Vanity Twitter account from what I can make out. And then in the following tweet underneath it, it's this account coming for someone who was criticising Dahvie Vanity, saying, got any proof other than sluts lying? Well, there you have it. Cringe. I'm not going to say for certain that those tweets are Dahvie Vanity, because it could be a catfish for all we know, but the OnlyFans account is for certain Dahvie Vanity. I took that screen recording myself from Dahvie Vanity's own personal Instagram account, so that's definitely Dahvie Vanity, the OnlyFans account. Although I can't say about the tweets if that is for sure Dahvie Vanity, but it looks like it might well be him. I mean, I've only got that Twitter account to go on, but either way, whether it was him or whether it wasn't him, to be coming after a survivor and calling her a slut is gross. Either way, that is fucking disgusting, and it makes my skin crawl. But I'm going to leave this video here for now, and you know, if there's anything else that comes out, then I'll keep you updated. But please, you know, take care, stay safe, stay well, and I will see you on the next one. Mwah. Bye, guys.